Marmonte League Prep Baseball matchup. The visiting Chargers from Agoura High School in the blue camouflage facing the home team, the Oaks Christian Lions in the cardinal and white. Today's game brought to you by Pro Glider Training Bats. I'm Patrick O'Sullivan with your play-by-play. On the mound, you see warming up for Oaks Christian. The big right-hander. That's Stanford-bound Carson Rudd coming to today's game with a 7-1 record, a 1.11 ERA, and 47 strikeouts. And leading off for the Agoura Chargers will be number 24, their shortstop, Ben Baird. And the battery mate for Rudd behind the plate for Oaks Christian is number 14, Adam Kerner. Getting set for first pitch at about 3:11 p.m. Clear skies. Already some chatter from the dugout. And here we go. First pitch. Just outside for a ball, even though the scoreboard still has not registered that. Pop up to second, one away. I'm joined here by a representative from our sponsor, Pro Glider Training Bats. Please welcome Alan Tandy.
Hi, Patrick.
Hello, Alan. So that brings up the first left-handed batter of the afternoon for Agoura. Number 7, the third baseman, Johnny DeLuca. He flies out to center. Making the catch out there is Rylan Thomas. And now Rudd will lock in on the batter. That's number 2, the left fielder for Agoura. Michael Radin. Showing bunt. Now facing a 1-1 count. Rudd trying to get him to chase outside. 2-1. Ping of the bat looks like it will just fall out of play in right field over the fence. Of course, Rudd won't have much of a uniform change at the college level. These colors very similar. Oh, as he hits a bat right there to Stanford. Hit by pitch, and Radin will take first base. And out comes Tim Penbraze, the coach for Oaks Christian. Have a word with the umpire. So the cleanup hitter at the plate for Agoura, number 29, the center fielder, Tommy Tabak. Runner on first. Rudd looks in. Pitch. And Tabak drives one right to the left fielder for the line out to end the top half of the first. No score. Rudd did allow a runner, but gets out of it unscathed. We were just here last week watching Oaks Christian take on Newberry Park. These schools find themselves in first and second place at this point on top of the Marmonte League. There you see that blue camouflage uniform today for Agoura. The royal blue on the light blue, with the gray. Agoura is coached by Anthony Chevrier. Of course, we already saw Tim Penpraise making a home plate visit for Oaks Christian, their coach. Getting ready to start the bottom half of the first here. Feel like I built some suspense, as I mentioned earlier, that joining me is a representative from our sponsor today, Pro Glider Training Bats. Let's welcome him again, as I don't think we heard him the first time. Alan Tandy.
Hi, Patrick, again.
There you are. Now I can hear you.
Another beautiful day for baseball.
Sure is. Look at those hills just behind center field. Should mention the measurements: 305 down the left field line, 355 left center, 405 straight away. And if we can peek down to right field, looks like it's 303. And right center is 101. I don't mention that as a measurement. I mention that as a freeway. That's the 101 freeway. You see those cars zooming by. A lot of home runs, Alan, if we had a 101-foot fence, huh?
Yes.
First at bat for Oaks Christian.
There have been a couple in the top of the first.
This game may never end. So leading off for Oaks Christian, number 8, the center fielder, Rylan Thomas, looks at ball one. On the mound for Agoura, the left-handed pitcher, number 34, Gareth Lutz. Rylan, right to the shortstop. He's got some speed, but they get him at first. With the 6-3 if you're scoring at home. Number 2 hitter is the catcher, number 14, Adam Kerner.
Next up, number 14, catcher Adam Kerner.
Kerner with some impressive numbers this year, hitting .375 with 2 home runs and 13 RBIs. Outside. And he looks at ball 2. A lot of chatter from both dugouts early on, almost trying to outdo each other. Kerner lines it right to third for the easy out. Snagged there by the third baseman for Agoura, Johnny DeLuca.
Next up, third baseman Noah Pruitt.
Number 6, the third baseman Noah Pruitt comes to the plate. Numbers on Pruitt, hitting .354 this year with 6 home runs, 19 RBIs, a threat to go deep. That one gets away in the dirt. Little bit of a wind blowing southwest. Students still getting out of school, looks like, racing down the left field stairs, perhaps to catch a glimpse of the ball game. And working the count is Pruitt, and he's on with a walk.
Next up, number 26, first baseman Phil Cordovaro.
So the cleanup hitter, number 26, the first baseman Phil Cordovaro, comes to the plate for the Lions. In their last game, a 7-3 win at Calabasas on Wednesday. Cordovaro had a solo home run and a 2-run single to lead the offense. I've got him at a 5.10 clip this year. That's correct. That's an impressive average, folks. Big cut there. 4 home runs, 18 runs driven in. The 6'1" senior. We'll get into the Pro Glider training bats later on. Just want to get my colleague Alan Tandy's opinion here on Cordovaro on this swing, power hitter. Pops that one up. What'd you see there, Alan?
Very nice bat speed. Pitch was up on him, and the type of swing he has, it's going to pop it up.
Facing a 1-2 count here. See if he shortens his approach. Pitch is high to the backstop. And racing over to get the foul ball. He's the on-deck hitter for Oaks Christian.
I can see why he hits 500. He's on that pitch pretty good. Off speed.
Checking the runner at first, and he goes. Throw to second, in the dirt, off the glove, sliding in head first, safely into second base. Oaks Christian has a runner in scoring position as Pruitt steals a base. Another prime RBI opportunity here for Cordovaro. Does have 2 strikes and 2 outs. Lead off second. Cordovaro staying alive. .6'1", 230 in the books. Here's Cordovaro. They check second again. Might have had a chance if the throw was online, but it was off the bag. And a stare down, looks like. I don't know if that was the pitcher and the second baseman or the pitcher and the runner. Some tension building early here, Alan.
Just adds to the game.
League matchup. The pitch. Cordovaro gets a piece of it again, but it's playable in left center. The center fielder comes in shallow, makes the play to end the first inning with no score. Coming in, these teams have played each other twice already this year. March 22nd on this field. Agoura took that one 2-1. And on March 24th, over at Agoura High, the Chargers won that game as well, 8-2. So trying to break a little bit of a mini jinx is the home team. Coming in, Agoura is 16-10, 8-3 in league play. Oaks Christian, 15-6 and 7-3.
Carson Red continues on the mound for Oaks Christian. The top of the second inning. First up for the Chargers, first baseman Hayden Luck.
So the big first baseman, number 27, Hayden Luff, coming to bat. Long legs of Luff. He has a lot of extension in that batter's box as his back foot almost meets the edge and his front foot nearly reaches the front. And he rips one to second. Playable. And that's the first out.
Next up for the Chargers, number 6 catcher Tanner Amaral.
Swinging, first pitch right to the pitcher. Rudd flips it over to first for the easy out. That was number 6, the catcher for Agoura at the plate. Didn't get to meet him for too long. He'll be back later. Tanner Amaral, 0-for-1 today after that.
Next up for Agoura, second baseman Jake Bennett.
At the plate, number 17, the second baseman Jake Bennon. Rudd misses outside, 2-0. Big swing and a miss for strike one.
I like the swing, though.
Guess you could apply the old adage of, so he looks at strike two. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Would you say that was swings too, Alan?
What was that again?
As he fouls one off. I was trying to be a philosopher here. Maybe the second inning is too early. Saying the old adage of you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
100% of the shots you don't take.
Because he swung and missed, so.
I got to process that.
We're going to come back to that in the middle of the fifth. Stay tuned. Rudd, the pitch. A piece of it looks like he fouled it off maybe himself as it rolls into play, but that's a foul ball. fan base starting to grow here as some late attendees of the game trickling in. Look down the left field line. Quite a few viewers leaning over the fence. Full count. 2 outs. Oh, right back just above our heads. We had the caging to help us. And Rudd finally gets Bennon. He fought off quite a few pitches there to try to keep that count alive. But getting out of it again is the pitcher. And we go to the bottom of the second. 0-0 here from Oaks Christian School.
Patrick, I'm a slow learner, so I'm still trying to figure that one out.
I think the philosophy behind it is you don't know if you're going to make the shot or not unless you take it.
That sounds more like basketball.
Oh, yeah, I was trying to apply it to baseball. Which kind of seems like, I mean, I don't know how many people are actually tuning into every game. I imagine it's school by school if you're a fan of the school. But we've made a lot of basketball to baseball analogies over the past few days.
Yeah.
I'm sure there'll be a few more. Oaks Christian, strong reputation in the Southern California area for their athletic program. Just looking at the class of 2011 alone, they placed 4 prominent players in either college or the Major League Minor League system. Drew Hacker went to Pepperdine, Evan Ocello at Holy Cross, Travis Radke, Portland University, and drafted by the Chicago Cubs. Played last year in the Los Angeles Angels minor league system. Trevor Gretzky. And yes, that is the son of the great one, Wayne Gretzky. Left-handed hitter Jack Aldridge, number 12, the left fielder, about to take his first cuts for the Lions. He looks at ball 1. Aldridge coming in as a .283 hitter. Does have 5 stolen bases. And he tries to poke one, and he does. That one had some heat on it going over to second. Probably will be scored a single.
I think so.
And Aldridge is on. He'll be competing in the same conference as his teammate at the college level. Garson Rudd, the pitcher we mentioned, headed to Stanford. Aldridge on first will be a Husky for the University of Washington. A little bit of a different chant going on now. Didn't see these the other day in the Newberry Park game, so emotions running a little higher today. At the plate, the right fielder, number 15, Dane Morrow. Morrow hitting .345, but his numbers from the mound, he has a 7-2 record with a 3.29 ERA. He was the pitcher last time we were here. Checking on Aldridge at first. And he...
I think the runner picked it up from the catcher before the pitcher. He was already going back.
Well, Aldridge on first is a pitcher himself, so I'm sure he's used to seeing those signals, signs, secret language, whatever you want to call it. Communication between the battery mates. Check over there again. And he's staying in. We did mention those 5 stolen bases, so Agoura seems aware of that.
Boy, you got him going back to the base.
1-1, the count. Now we have one of the players from the Oaks Christian dugout singing the Darth Vader theme from Star Wars.
You got good ears.
Suddenly it's become a karaoke / baseball game. Everything seems to be happening too early today. Philosophy, karaoke, trying to play a ball game. Looking for the bunt, and they throw it down to first.
Could have had him.
Gets back in there.
I'm working the shack.
1-2 the count. It's funny, I just mentioned Trevor Gretzky. Look to my left. There's a plaque here representing the Gretzky family. See if I have time to read that and keep my eye on the ball game. Dedicated March 25th of 2009. Supporters of the stadium. And he pokes one out there to right field. Morrow gets it to drop. Second baseman leaving his area. And we've got runners on first and second with nobody out for the Lions.
Next up for the Lions, number 30, second baseman, Justin Lackey.
Justin Lackey comes to the plate, number 30, the second baseman, hitting .333 this year. He does have 5 RBIs. So they'll take anything here to get on the board.
I think he may be bunting if he tried to bunt the first runner over.
That Oaks Christian dugout now very vocal. Our mics have to be picking that up. It's in stereo surround sound right now here live. And they check the runner's second. No. So trying to rattle Agoura. Agoura right down the road. So these schools are close in proximity as well. There's the bunt that Allen predicted. And advances the runners. Of course, aided by that high bounce off of home plate. Bought the runners time to shift over to second and third. So Lackey with the sacrifice. Brings up the designated hitter.
Next up for the Lions, number 7, Nick Pachorik.
Number 7, Nick Pachorik. Big upright stance for Pachorik. He checks where the catcher is framing himself. That's a good tip for hitters out there as well. If you could sneak a peek at that and still lock in on the pitcher, see where that catcher's trying to trick you where that ball's coming.
Yeah, or have that runner on second base kind of tip you off.
That's true. I wouldn't recommend starting your career like that. I would say when you start playing baseball, just try to hit the ball wherever you see it. 2-0. These are experienced high school players. Southern California. To the pitcher. Looks over third. Gets the out at first, but more importantly, nobody scores on that play. I mentioned Southern California long been known as a national hotbed for prospects at the college and major league level. Makes sense given the weather.
Yeah, speaking of alumnus over at Notre Dame, Stanton hit another home run last night.
Our Giancarlo Stanton update. Yeah, we were at Notre Dame High School in Sherman Oaks, his alma mater. So at the plate for Oaks Christian, number 4, Sean Rice. The shortstop. 2-0. 2 outs. They need a hit here to get on the board. Lays off that one, 3-0. Big lead off second. Louts sneaks one in there for strike 1. Rice gets his signals from the third base coach.
Think he might be taken again? All right, call the balk.
I think we've got a balk. We certainly do. So coming home to score the first run of the ball game, number 12, Jack Aldrich. So I mentioned just a moment ago, they need a hit to score. Forgetting about the balk, they don't need a hit to score. Runner on third, 3-1. And he does take, but for strike 2. Big deep breath from Louts, looks in. Reaching out for that one is Rice. Dribbler to third, but oh, they get him. Looks like he had the speed to beat it. Very close play. That would have scored another run, but minimizing the damage for Agoura. We head to the bottom of the top of the third. Top of the third, 1-0 Oaks Christian.
Speaking of how many ways you can score from third base, I got another question.
Go ahead.
How many ways can you get an unassisted double play playing center field?
Do you know the answer to this, or is this just meant to fry my brain?
I don't. 98 years ago today, an outfielder named Tris Speaker turned his 4th one. So I was thinking, how many ways can you do it?
Wow.
I think the biggest way is you just catch a fly ball and, shoestring it and just bring it in and touch second base and force the second runner.
Mm-hmm. But how many of these are actually... they're all I mean, possible is a pretty open-ended word. But could he run from center field to tag out a runner at home? Probably not going to happen.
True. But maybe he did a shoestring catch and the runner on first couldn't figure out whether he caught it or not, and he came in and tagged him.
I'm sure we don't have the footage from the Tris Speaker days. That was a while ago. And swinging is number 13 for Agoura. He is out on the grounder.
I don't think there was too many home runs back then.
That was Spencer Lynn at the plate, the right fielder.
Well, they probably didn't play that deep.
Next up for the Chargers, designated hitter Nick Seiler.
The DH, Nick Seiler, comes to the plate. Wearing jersey number 1. What number comes to mind, or what player comes to mind when you think of number 1? I have one in my mind.
What number comes to my mind when?
What player? Baseball player? Big strike.
It's always 44 for me. Mr. Henry Aaron.
Hammer and Hank. And number 1, I always think of the Wizard, Ozzie Smith.
Oh, okay, number 1.
The Hall of Fame shortstop of the St. Louis Cardinals.
Used to like to do backflips, didn't he?
Sure did. Shows you how great of a defensive player he was. Not the best hitter, but his defense so phenomenal that he went down in baseball history. Rudd, pitch, and the DH. Oh, what diving forward catch by Rylan Thomas. Loses his hat too to get the second out.
Well, he got a good jump on that one.
I've seen Thomas play a couple games now. He seems to get a good jump on everything. Team speed, out of the batter's box, everything.
Next up for the Chargers, top of the lineup, shortstop Ben Baer.
Which is why he's the leadoff hitter, of course. We go back to the top of the lineup for the Chargers. The shortstop, Ben Baird, at the plate. He grounded out to second his first time up. And looks like he might have a repeat performance. He does.
I don't think I can recall many players that wore number 1.
That ends the top half of the third inning. Oaks Christian 1, Agoura 0. And now I feel obliged to, I looked over that plaque earlier, the supporters and dedicators of this field. And I mentioned the Gretzky family, of course, because of Wayne Gretzky. But there are several other families on that plaque, and now, I mean, in the interest of fairness, I feel like just ringing them off.
The Pro Glider, easily one of the best teaching
the Welk
tools
family,
you
the
can
Dark
put in the
family, the
hand of
Wise
any
family, the
baseball or
Broussard family,
softball player.
Culhane family,
Pro
Dingman,
Glider,
Eaton,
as you swing
Sprague,
with that Pro Glider,
Tyrell.
you can actually see the flight of the ball. And you can see that if you're swinging right, that ball will go up the middle with what I call a true trajectory, not backspin. Backspin pops things up, but a true trajectory, meaning just a natural lift that goes out.
Craig Wallenbrock has instructed major league hitters for several decades. He's seen every gimmick around, but as a coach who teaches with video, Wallenbrock loves the Pro Glider because of its positive muscle memory reinforcement.
It's the hands that hold the bat and what they do. And that's why I think this is such a great training device. It is a teacher.
Order your Pro Glider at the web address listed below.
So at the plate now, the player we just saw make that diving catch In center, the left-handed hitter, leadoff man for the Lions, Rylan Thomas. I didn't get to ring off all those names on the plaque. Where did I end? We should mention the commercial we just saw was for our sponsor, Pro Glider Training Bats. Alan, you know a thing about those, right? You invented them.
I did. Got me back into the sport that I kind of left back in 1998. A nice thing happened at the beginning of the game. I went up to Coach Tim Penpraise, and I knew I didn't have a lot of time, so I just handed him the bat and said, swing it. And after 3 swings, he said, that's legit. And he said, that's probably the quickest sale you ever made.
And they hit Thomas. Sorry, I got a gust of wind during that. It was the quickest what?
It was the quickest sale I ever made. I don't know if I'm on or not. I don't have anything over here.
I hear you. No?
Now I hear you. Do you hear me?
Folks, do you hear us?
I think we're back.
It was the quickest what? Once again?
He said it was the quickest sale I ever made.
Quickest sale. There you go.
In other words, he could feel it from the first swing. The bat talks to you.
I used the product the other day, and I have no real incentive in saying this. I'm not a baseball player anymore. And right away, it reminded me of a tool I used that made me a much better basketball shooter growing up, and just the muscle memory of it. But I could see right away, oh, this would train you to have a compact swing without thinking about it.
Yes.
Thomas on first. They check over on him. He leads the team with 9 stolen bases. At the plate, the catcher, Adam Kerner. He lined out his first time up. Gareth Louts on the mound. He had that balk last inning, which was costly as a run came home on it. Showing bunt for a moment. Three 3-0 the count. And so we have our first mound meeting of the game. Probably a word or two to get Louts to be a little more aggressive as he's getting behind hitters now. And of course he lost control on the last batter, hitting him with a pitch. A balk can do a funny thing to a pitcher's mind, can it?
I think so. But speaking of that, those runners seem to be going back to the base every time he throws, so he's got a good pickoff move over to first.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Let's go back to basketball again. Where if you're a shooter in basketball and you miss a few shots, you got to keep shooting. You have to have short memory. You have balk in baseball. Can't beat yourself up over it on the mound. Got to approach the batters the same way you do. Aggressively, throw your strikes, hit your spots, and carry on. Back to action. Louts looks in, shoulders shrug. High. He walks the batter.
Ouch. Last game ended up 2-1. You want to keep this game close.
2 runners on again. Noah Pruitt. He walked and stole a base his first time up. Pruitt coming in with a .440 on base percentage. Testing. Outside. Pruitt fouls it off. We have the all night long chant from the Oaks Christian dugout. Not sure if that's just a saying or is he paying tribute to Lionel Richie? It's the same player singing the Darth Vader song earlier? I don't know. Two and one the count, nobody out, 2 runners on. Lotz looks over to second, and the pitch. Poking away at it. Over to right field, looks playable. He's under it, makes the catch. The runners advance from second to third, but they will stay at first with Phil Cordovaro, the big power hitter, coming up. So one swing here would not be ideal for Agoura to give up a extra base hit to Cordovaro, especially with only one away. Wind picking up. Cordovaro, it's to the left field wall.
It's out of here.
And it's out of here. So there was that one swing, a 3-run shot for Cordovaro. That's home runs in back-to-back games for him. Puts his team ahead 4-0.
He wasn't late on that one.
No, sir. Just made it over the fence. Looked like the left fielder or the center fielder had a play at the wall. We mentioned right before that pitch the wind was picking up, but it's kind of blowing. Well, it is blowing somewhat in the direction of that 355 sign. So number 12, Jack Aldridge, comes to the plate. He singled his first time up. Lutz will stay out there for now as he misses. 1-1 the count. Two one. Aldridge, chopper down the first base line, sliding out of play. He is the big first baseman for Agoura. Number 27, Luff. Lefty versus lefty. Full count. Fastball over to second. 2 down. Dane Morrow, right fielder, singled his first time up as well. A pitcher when he's not playing right field. On his way to college at Pepperdine University, which is right down the road in Malibu. Any affiliation with Pepperdine at all, Alan?
Actually, I do. I have a son that graduated from there and a daughter that graduated from there.
Oh, how about that? I did not know that, folks. That was not a soft toss segue setup for Alan.
Daughter played a little bit of soccer.
Yeah?
Actually, I got to play against Judy Foudy.
Going for the high cheese there, and he's down on strikes. But not before the damage is done on that 3-run shot by Phil Cordovaro that traveled about 350 feet. 4-0 lead for the home team, the Oaks Christian Lions. Back on the mound for them. You see the right-hander. Carson Rudd. Planes flying high overhead, or low, just low enough. Or a plane disguised as a helicopter? It's a helicopter. That was a long way of saying helicopter. You mentioned teams in the college softball World Series were using Pro Glider training bat as well. Is that right?
Yes, I'm pretty sure all 8 teams that was in the final 8 last year used the bat. And LSU, they supposedly had the best hitting team they've ever had.
Agoura trying to stay in this ball game. Number 7, Johnny DeLuca at the plate. Flied out his first time up. Swings there. And this time,
another hard hit for an out.
it goes to right field for the fly out. Michael Radin, number 2 at the plate. He was hit by a pitch his first time up. Really the only out of control move we've seen from the righty Rudd, as he has yet to give up a hit. Bottom of the 4th inning. Or rather top. Where are we?
Top 4.
Top 4. In the dirt.
Nice catch by the catcher.
Over to first base, fielded by Cordovaro with the put out. #29, Tommy Tabak steps in. I believe Tabak, the former number 14. Before today, he didn't change his number during the game. 2-2 count, 2 outs. Lined out to left field his first time at the plate. Rudd trying to close out the inning. Staying alive. Poking one over the Oaks Christian dugout onto the campus is Tabak. He lays off. Full count. Ooh. That pitch looked like it could have been a ball, could have been a strike, almost could have hit him on the foot. A lot of options, but he winds up on first base with a walk. Number 27, the first baseman, Hayden Luff, comes to the plate. Grounded out his first time up. Two and 0. So laying off some of these Rudd pitches here, trying to get back in this ball game, get base runners.
Yeah, you got to make him throw a strike now.
Soft toss over to first, just to let him know that they know he's there. Missing high to Luff. 3-0. And Oaks Christian sends pitching coach out and the catcher to discuss things with Rudd. Luff back in there, lays off for strike one.
Taken all the way.
There goes the runner. Luff drives one to deep center. Rylan Thomas gets all turned around. That's going all the way to the wall. And Agoura will come in to score as Hayden Luff with a 2-out double, igniting the bench of Agoura. Thomas really never had a play on that. That ball was hit out to center. They were playing him a little more shallow than that. He got turned around, and when all was said and done, ball game is now 4-1.
That was a shot that got out of there in a hurry.
Tabak came home to score. Rudd gives up his first run of the game, which is about his average per 7 innings.
First hit also.
Yes, it was. Tanner Amaral at the plate. Runner on second. The catcher grounded out his first time up. Wind picking up again here in Westlake Village, California, at least on this field. Rudd checks the runner at second. Pickoff move in there safely. Strike two.
I think he found his. I think he found his field again.
Sometimes giving up a hit like that can make a pitcher just walk right back in. Usually that's what the great ones do, is get out of jams over and over again. Fouled off.
Pitching coach might have saw something too and got him back on track.
Missed on that one. Yeah, pitching coach is really, in most situations, the second manager. Of course, in prep baseball, what you would call a manager in the majors, still called coach. Grounder to third. Play. Goes for the tag. No. Over to first. And they get out of it by giving up 1 run. So, signs of life from Agoura. Still facing a 3-run deficit on that long double by Hayden Luff. We head to the bottom of the 4th from Oaks Christian School. Now, I keep going back to this, but I really believe in fairness. So I want to read the rest of these names on this plaque because I think we got cut off.
Where did you leave off?
I think I left on the Tyrell family. These are the families, in addition to the Gretzky family, who this field is dedicated to for their support. The Vaso family, Fiala, Hacker, Houghton. And wouldn't you know, law of averages, right when I'm reading the plaque, a lady steps in front of it, and I can no longer see it.
She left.
And she leaves. Okay, back to the plaque, folks. Kerner family, Kohler, Humans, Morrison, Biscalini, McCarthy, McFadden, and Yannaris. We got them all in.
You do well with names.
I don't know how many of those are right. I'll be happy with 80%. But who's going to know? Other than the So we've got a new pitcher for Agoura. Interesting delivery, number 9.
Yeah, looks like he's going to go sidearm or submarine.
Yeah, it's an overhand sidearm.
Anything to deceive the hitter.
It's number 9, Frank. We're going to get this name for you. We're looking around, seeing if anyone knows. It's number 9, John Cheney, into the game. So that's it for Lutz. Very different look now for these Oaks Christian batters on the mound. Facing Cheney. At the plate for the Lions. Justin Lackey pokes one for a base hit opposite field to right.
Was that an inside-out swing, or was it the angle of the bat that made that ball go to right?
It looked like he had a little bit of inside out on that, but he also held up at the end and kind of poked it to right. It's a combination swing.
I think you got it right.
Lackey on first, wind picking up. I don't know if that'll aid the runner or not. And they throw over there. And the umpire, even though the timing looked right on the throw, let everyone know that Lackey slid under the tag.
That was a high tag.
Number 7, Nick Pachorik, the DH. Cheney crouching down. That delivery. Pachorik shows bunt. Tosses the ball back to the ump, back to the catcher, back to the pitcher. Not shy about bunting this one. And he drops it right between the pitcher and second base. Placed that ball real nice.
Almost looked like a push button.
Runners on first and second. Nobody out as the overhanded side armor finds himself in a little bit of trouble right out of the gate. Shortstop Sean Rice steps in. And it's a bunt parade. Rice has the speed. He'll get the first. They'll load the bases, and we are seeing some crafty small ball here from the home team.
You think the first baseman thought the second baseman was going to be there?
Looks like he had eyes on the runner at third as well, concerned. The runner heading to third, almost like he had a play on it. So nobody out. Number 8, Rylan Thomas, perhaps the fastest player on the team, steps in. You bunt again? The force at home?
I don't think so.
No. But you never know. Stranger things have happened. Thomas calling time. Hit by a pitch his last time up. Cheney paints the outside corner for strike one. One and one. Are you surprised that Agoura pulled Lutz already?
I don't know.
The starter?
I don't know. Do they keep track of pitches or how many innings they can throw?
I'm sure they do. Thomas driving one to center field. It drops in there. Coming home is number 30.
I think he was struggling a little bit.
Justin Lackey scoring on the base hit from Rylan Thomas. He has himself an RBI. Oak Christian has themselves a 5-1 lead, and still nobody out, as 4 straight runners reach base. Hitters became runners. Adam Kerner, number 14, will try to keep this thing going. Catcher, number 2 hitter in the lineup, walked his last time up, lined out his first time. Cheney in trouble. That was a little bit of a different pitch, like he adjusted his delivery higher. Wasn't quite a sidearm. Same with that one. The delivery got higher and higher,
Yes.
and it's a pop-up.
Infield fly roll.
And Kerner will be the first out of the inning. Very unique pitcher, Cheney. Probably not something that was taught to him. It's just one of those things where you pick up a ball and that's how you start throwing it when you're young, and becomes your delivery.
I don't think he copied anybody.
Chopper to third. They come home with it. Get the force. So that is a quality out.
What grade is he in, the pitcher?
Do not have that on my list. Only have the numbers, the names. Sorry. So Cordovaro, the man who hit that home run, has home runs in back-to-back games. See if he can keep that hot streak going. The last 2 batters since Cheney switched to his more overhand delivery, he has gotten 2 quick outs. Might be something they want to look at long term. He still crouches down, but just the release point of the arm is higher than when he came into the ball game. One and one. Over at first. They nail the runner, Pruitt, to end the inning. So, all things considered, Cheney, giving up those bunts, gets out of the inning with only 1 run. Oaks Christian 5.
Keeps it a ball game.
Agoura 1.
I think they're going to get rid of that play next year.
What play is that?
Fake a throw to third and go back to first.
So we are headed to the top of the 5th inning. Rudd still on the mound for the Lions.
The Pro Glider, easily one of the best teaching tools you can put in the hand of any baseball or softball player.
The Pro Glider, as you swing with that Pro Glider, you can actually see the flight of the ball. And you can see that if the ball, if you're swinging right, that ball will go up the middle with what I call a true trajectory, not backspin. Backspin pops things up, but a true trajectory, meaning just a natural lift that goes out.
Craig Wallenbrock has instructed major league hitters for several decades. He's seen every gimmick around, but as a coach who teaches with video, Wallenbrock loves the Pro Glider because of its positive muscle memory reinforcement.
Yeah, it's the hands that hold the bat and what they do. And that's why I think this is such a great training device.
Top 5, top of the 5th. Oaks Christian School. You saw another look as a ball is lifted. Wind is carrying that one. Rylan Thomas gets a beat on it and puts the leadoff batter away. You saw another look there at the break at the Pro Glider training bats. One thing I forgot to ask you, Alan, is there a website that we can find those bats on?
ProGliderBats.com.
Makes sense. And those are crafted here in Southern California, correct?
Chatsworth. We've recently partnered with Diamond.
New hitter for Agoura. Spencer Lynn, number 13. New, as in, he was already up today. This is his second time up. The right fielder. Grounded out. Two the count. Rudd.
I think he's back.
That was a nice pitch on the outside that froze Lynn for the strikeout. The DH, Nick Seiler at the plate. We mentioned Agoura. Right down the road. Town of Agoura Hills, the high school, Agoura. The fly out to Rylan Thomas. There's a few names out there from Agoura. Notable alums of their school. Actress Heather Graham. Green Bay Packers' Clay Matthews.
Not a bad football player.
Not bad at all. Also, former longtime NFL offensive lineman Todd Stussy. Oaks Christian over the years, very well known for their football program. We've already brought up Trevor Gretzky. They were a national story in 2008. On the same football team, they had Trevor Gretzky, Wayne Gretzky's son, and also the sons of Will Smith and Joe Montana.
Wow. I think I remember those days.
The stands must have been an event during those games. I remember reading about Montana's son growing up, saying, this guy giving me advice how to play quarterback, he's just my dad. But then once he started playing high school and saw everybody else, like, your dad's pretty good. What does your dad think? I think it shifted his thought. Cordovaro back up to bat. And a high drive to left, but this one will stay in the ballpark.
Got a little jammed on that one.
And he's down for the first down. Going to check on Cheney. And with that, the football program here. Currently have 4 players in the NFL. Quarterback Jimmy Clausen. Cassius Marsh, defensive end for the Seattle Seahawks. Casey Matthews, a linebacker, last played in 2014 with the Eagles. And wide receiver of the New York Jets, Chris Owusu.
Westlake here. They're going to have a pretty good football program, too.
Calabasas High, known as a powerhouse. This year they are coached by a former Oaks Christian coach, Casey Clausen. They feature the sons of Keyshawn Johnson and former Buffalo Bill Derek Holmes. New pitcher for Agoura, taking his warm-up tosses. Number 5, Kyle Dumple. Third pitcher of the afternoon. Left-hander relieves Cheney. The wide arm? What would you call that? I'm still trying to name that. The righty. Brings the bat, number 12, Jack Aldrich. 1 for 2 today. Left fielder, bats left. One out in the bottom of the 5th. We just finished the top. Of course, the prep level, 7-inning ball games. Driving this count to 3-1 on Dumple.
3-2.
3-2, full count. Fouling it off. Remains 3-2. High for the walk. Runner on again for Oaks Christian. Number 15, Dane Morrow. In their last game, on Wednesday, a 7-3 win at Calabasas. Morrow pitched 4 scoreless innings, gave up 2 hits, had 3 walks, and hit himself a 3-run home run.
Impressive.
And the musical chairs continues on the mound for Agoura. Now out there we have number 21, Dexter Wilkerson. Wilkerson, looks like he throws some heat. 5-1 ball game, Oaks Christian.
These last 3 games, we've seen a lot of pitchers that are good hitters. You don't find too many of those in the major leagues. Does it get less in college? Does it get less in college? Pitchers not hitting and pitching, or?
Yeah, I think we're veering more and more in the direction of specialization. You see less athletes playing multiple sports as well because each sport becomes year-round, whether it's a off-season league or training regimen. And of course, injury could cost you money in the future. So I guess it's true of any occupation, but sports could be quite a bit of money. Dane Morrow comes to the plate. We just read his line from the other day. Runner on first for Morrow. He swings over to third. Nice play. Over to second. And the outstretch gets the double play. The 5-4-3.
Executed very well, by the way.
Sure was, and finished off by the first baseman, Hayden Luff. So they get out of that one, 5-1. We go to the top of the 6th with Carson Rudd still on the mound. Because you mentioned it earlier, not a lot of players known for wearing number 1. We were talking about Ozzie Smith. Give you another name, Richie Ashburn. I'm reading this off a phone. These are not being pulled out of my mind. Also, Billy Martin.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Louis Castillo. And Elvis Andrews. It's probably the evolution of the shortstop position. That liner leaning down over there at third. Oaks Christian making the defensive play, the third baseman. Number 6, Noah Pruitt. Number 2, of course, known for Derek Jeter. Johnny DeLuca steps in. He's flat out twice today.
Nice catch.
DeLuca drives one to right. And it's off the high netting out there. He slides into second. He's got himself a double.
Almost got him.
So DeLuca lofts one towards the freeway. With one out, he stands on second base.
Speaking of number 2.
Michael Radin steps in, number 2, the left fielder for the Chargers. Using several objects on our table to hold down our papers from being blown away. Got an iPhone, a pen, some sunglasses, some water, notebook, a technical device that I don't know how to classify it. Runner on second, they go to the pickoff again, and they get him. Nice move by Carson Rudd over there.
Not that far off the base, but they executed it perfectly.
And so that double goes for naught. 2 outs.
Shortstop fake going back to his position and came right back.
They've been looking for it today. But that's the thing. You get it once, it pays dividends. Right back to Rudd. He makes the play. Over to first. And he gets through 6. Going to the bottom of the inning, Oaks Christian will come back to the plate. Wilkerson remains on the mound for them.
I started following baseball when I was 9, and it was the 1957 Braves that beat the Yankees in the World Series. I think I could still probably name off the starting lineup for the Braves that year.
Were you a Braves fan?
I was growing up in Montana at the time.
Montana, you can kind of pick your team, right?
Yeah.
Because you don't have one.
Of course, that was the year they won the World Series, so that was easy to hook onto them.
I think if you grew up in Montana nowadays, you might choose the Colorado Rockies, though, no?
Probably. Or maybe Seattle.
Oh, that's true.
First up for the Oaks Christian Lions, number 30, second baseman, Justin Black.
Choose your league affiliation, American League or National League.
At that time, it was National League. But when I moved to California, it was in 1960. That was the year after the Dodgers beat the Braves in a one-game playoff. About the time the Angels started, so I became an Angel fan.
A little bit of deception there, at least to the batter. He ducked out of the way, but it was far away from him.
But I also enjoyed the Dodgers. Maury Wills, Sandy Koufax, Drysdale.
Some great names.
Vin Scully.
Vin Scully's still a Dodger.
88 years old.
My first recollection of the Dodgers was my first year playing organized baseball. In the latter part of the year, I became a second baseman, and I was number 3. So as that's played off a shortstop, hard hit ball. Goes over to first. So I took a look at the play of Steve Sachs. Thought maybe I could learn a thing or two from him.
So you did learn a thing from him?
I hope so.
He had a hard time throwing the ball to first base.
I didn't take that from him. Steve Sachs, did he?
Yeah, it was a mental thing with him. I don't know if he ever really overcame it.
But growing up in the Bay Area, I think the second baseman at the time for San Francisco was definitely one year. It was Joe Morgan, I believe.
Was that after Houston?
I think he only played one season in San Francisco. It was a famous pennant race. They knocked the Dodgers. They played spoilers down the stretch. I believe it was the year after the Dodgers won the World Series.
What year was that?
Did they win in the strike shortened? 81? Dodgers win that? We should look that up. Shaking over to first. Gets away. Lackey is up and running to second. He's going to turn it towards third and is in there standing. So looking for an insurance run here. Nobody out. At the plate for Oaks. The DH, Nick Pachorik. Yes, 1981, Dodgers World Series champions. High. Ball 2. That was the only year I played second base. I was usually first baseman, sometimes third, and sometimes pitcher. It's one of those things growing up where if you're one of the taller kids and you can stretch out, catch the ball, they're going to put you at first. Catch all those errant throws from the rest of the fielders. Not an easy job. You never know where that's coming sometimes. Pachorik. Wilkerson in the dirt, walks him. So, coming to the plate, once again, is Sean Rice, the shortstop for the Lions. Runners at the corners, nobody out. Bottom of the 6th.
Maybe time to practice the double steal.
In there for strike 1. Those were the Fernando Valenzuela days as well.
Fun time.
The new pitcher, Maeda, he's getting some buzz. Had his first loss yesterday, still pitched decent. Only gave up 4.
Looked like he wanted to pitch out.
First pitch out I think we've seen today. Wilkerson looks in. There's the bunt.
Clean.
Rice lays one down, and he's safe at home. So the RBI bunt from Sean Rice, padding that lead, now 6-1 for Oaks Christian. Rylan Thomas coming to the plate. Runners on first and second. Still nobody out. Thomas grounded out, was hit by a pitch, and an RBI single himself. He's showing bunt. Righty versus lefty.
The bunt's a great tool. Most Christians use it great today.
The Oaks bench coming to life again with some chatter. The pitch. 2-1. Slight shadow now falling over home plate. Creeping onto the infield. As Thomas fouls it off. So who's your favorite all-time Angel?
Probably Nolan Ryan.
Not a bad choice.
I like the guy named Mike Trout right now.
Trout.
Lack of communication.
Yeah, saved one from going into the outfield there. Yeah, it's hard to remember two players so gifted coming up at once at the same time in the majors as Trout and Bryce Harper. Harper's on a tear himself. Full count.
Mike Trout finally seemed to sit in this group too.
Right at the middle. Thomas drops one into center. But just shallow enough to where the runner holds at third. Bases are loaded. Nobody out. Thomas with his second hit of the day. Thomas came in hitting 266, so he'll raise his average this afternoon, most likely. And we will see another pitcher for Agoura coming to the mound in the blue camouflage. Number 10, Jack Price. Getting ready to warm up. Oaks Christian runners will take a break and head back over to their teammates. There's some strategy being discussed. Also seems a light mood over there with this 5-run lead. Price, a little wild on the warm-up toss. A lot of pitchers getting work in today as he throws another one in the dirt. Agoura getting their staff a lot of work. That one low. Not always indicative of how a player is going to throw in the game. We'll see in a second here as that one goes in the dirt and gets away. As you may hear faintly in the background, coming to the plate. Our PA announcer letting us know. Number 14, the catcher, Adam Kerner. 0 for 2 with a walk. Price with his first pitch in there for a strike. So he rights himself after those warm-up tosses, at least with the first pitch. Make that strike 2.
Different feel when the batter's in that box.
Sure is. You know, they say you miss 100%. No, I'm not going to say. And he reaches out for that one. Chopper to third. Oh, tough play. Hits the runner. And what are they going to call? Discussion?
There's no interference there.
Catcher saying he was in the eye line. Here comes the Agoura coach.
It's not like going up first base and interfering with the play. Ball's in play. The defense has got to throw around the runner.
The call on the field is a run scored. But Agoura, of course, every run matters when you're down. And there's the discussion. It's a brief one. So your score is 7-1.
You want the runner to watch the catcher and interfere again. Catcher's got to go out and get away from the play and then come back and make the force.
Noah Pruitt at the plate. Pruitt with that stance, elbows held high, kind of cocks the bat back a bit over his shoulder. You'll see him set himself here once the pitcher winds up. Crouches down in the dirt. Number 6, Noah Pruitt. Reminds me of the time I ran into Steve Garvey at the San Diego airport.
Was he pleasant?
We didn't talk. We were just passing ships in the night. Swing and a miss. I was in Seattle a month ago and did get to talk for about 5-10 minutes to the big unit, Randy Johnson.
Oh, really?
And he was very friendly. He actually initiated the baseball talk. He closed out his career with the Giants, talked about that. He was telling me about when he came up with the Mariners, how different the city was, where things were located. Maybe he should be a tour guide. Nah, he's pretty good at baseball and coaching. Ball in the dirt, gets away from the catcher, he finds it.
The Angels faced him in a one-game playoff, and of course Randy beat him.
Still looks good, Randy. Looks like he could pitch.
Did he ever have any arm trouble, or did he just retire?
But he just looks like the same strength, the same weight, the same everything. Outside.
Catcher's done a good job back there.
3-2, full count. Sure is maybe something in his eye. I think Johnson is now working in the Arizona Diamondbacks organization, if I'm correct. So he walks in, another run, 8-1.
Was he still pitching in when he was 40, when he was with the Giants? Or?
I believe he was 46
Really?
when he got his 300th win.
I'll be darned.
So Cordovaro already with that home run today. I mean, it's hard as a batter in this situation not to be licking your chops for a grand slam. 8-1, you could swing away. We'll see what the pitcher Price delivers to Cordovaro, the power hitter. Fastball in there for strike one. Still nobody out in the bottom of the sixth. Bases loaded. Cordovaro drives one to right field. He's under it. But the sac fly will score another run. 9-1. Oaks Christian. Four RBI day for Cordovaro. He had 3 in his last game. 7 RBIs in 2 games. That's the kind of production you want out of your cleanup hitter.
Very strong.
Jack Aldrich. 1 for 2 today with a walk. Runner goes into second. Nine, 1. Runners on second and third. Takes away the double play ball. Aldrich, sharp hit to second. But he's out of there.
What a nice play.
More importantly, able to keep those runners at bay. Agoura, second baseman Bennon making the play. Brings up Dane Morrow, number 15, the right fielder. We mentioned Morrow committed to Pepperdine, Aldridge to Washington, Carson Rudd to Stanford. Did not mention that the catcher, Adam Kerner, will be on his way to UC San Diego. Morrow fouls one off.
How does a Randy Johnson and a Nolan Ryan pitch into their 40s, having thrown as hard as they did all their careers?
Fly to left. He's under it. For the third out in the bottom of the 6th. We go top 7, presenting likely the last chance for the Chargers of Agoura. And to answer your question, they are not the norm, right? Born to play baseball, born to pitch, born to last, built to last. Different body types. Johnson, like an NBA center, a long extension.
Halfway to home plate by the time he releases the ball.
Yeah. Nolan more of a bulldog, yeah. Could say prize fighter, and I'm not talking about the Robin Ventura incident, or maybe I am. He won over a lot of young fans with that, I tell you. Nolan, he was still, even by that time he was up there a little bit. And they went, oh, I like this guy. You mean the guy on Sports Center? Who let that younger player know he's still the boss? Yeah, I like that guy. We're not condoning that, folks. So Rudd is on to try to finish up this ball game and get himself a complete game effort. Only giving up 1 run today. Came in with a 1.11 ERA. Tommy Tabak, number 29, the center fielder at the plate. In Agoura's game on Wednesday, they were over at Thousand Oaks. They won that game 2-0. Tabak had 2 hits, as did Spencer Lynn. They got a great effort from their pitcher, Michael Weisberg. He went 6 innings and gave up no runs, struck out 9. We saw Lutz on the mound today for them, starting. 1-2 the count to Tabak. Chopper rolls out of play down the first base line. Rudd not really a big strikeout pitcher. Has 2 today. Came in with 47 on the season. Down the third base line. Fires over to first, and he's safe as he pulls him off the bag.
Outstanding effort by the third baseman, though.
Sure was Noah Pruitt. Hayden Luff at the plate. He has the only RBI today for the Chargers with that double. Rudd looks in. He drove that ball to deep center. As a U-Haul truck pulls up behind us. Speaking of, it's got a big Seattle logo. Did Randy Johnson just pull up? Over to first. In safely. Luff. Rudd the pitch. Swing, fouls it off. National League West really heating up now. Giants and Dodgers tied for first. 12 and 11 records, of course. 23 games into the season, still early. Fouls it off his own foot. That's a stinger.
We can get some chairs next time.
Yeah, we didn't mention, we didn't have chairs. Been pacing this whole game. Rudd, little peek over the left shoulder, and the pitch. Staying alive is Luff. 0-2, nobody out, man on first. 9-1 lead for Oaks. One and two. See all those trees lining behind the fence of the outfield. Left and right. And center. Hacking away and staying alive. The Agoura logo on the helmet, very reminiscent of the older Atlanta Braves look. Carson Rudd. And he freezes him for the strikeout. Number 6, Tanner Amaral. Steps in. Sticking with Rudd with one out. The finally subdued dugout of Oaks Christian now with this 8-run lead. A lot of spirit early on. Perhaps that chatter lifted this team to an extra 2 or 3 runs. always found it entertaining when Shaq and Kobe were winning championships. The credit given to the towel waving on the bench of Mark Madsen. Backup power forward. Speaking of, I believe he went to Stanford, just like Rudd is headed.
It's nice to have a high energy guy on the bench. Keeps everybody loose.
It's true. We saw last week the Houston Rockets getting some flack on what was James Harden's game-winning shot, that the bench showed no emotion. But I kind of sided with that one. There was 2.7 seconds left. They were playing the Warriors, so they knew the game was not over. There was no need to really celebrate. There's still plenty of chances to lose that game. And the umpire rings them up. For strike three, back-to-back strikeouts by Rudd, so finishing this game strong. If he can close it out here with a third out.
Somebody thought they should have been cheering and as if the game was over? Or?
Yep, Jake Bennett. Of course, that team is heavily scrutinized for many reasons, so that camera shot of the bench as Harden hit what would become the game-winning shot. The play after that, the ball rolled off of Draymond Green. He mishandled it, and the game was over. Should also mention we're on, I believe, day 2 of the NFL draft, right? The local Los Angeles Rams back in town, making the #1 pick yesterday. Cal quarterback Jared Goff. I guess you would call him the first of the new Rams. Lines out to right to end the ball game. So Oaks Christian wins this Marmonte League matchup 9-1 on the strength of their pitcher Carson Rudd going the distance, giving up only 1 run. They also had that 3-run home run from their cleanup man Phil Cordovaro, and he had another sac fly RBI to go with that.
Baseball tomorrow, right here at Leco Field, is going to play St. Bonaventure.
That was about as complete of a game that you could have. Everything clicked. Squeeze, pick off, home run.
Yeah, you could study bunting from this game. Tim Penpraise's squad, the Lions, they moved to 16-6 on the year, 8-3 in league play. The visiting Agoura High Chargers now 17-10, 8-4.
Both good teams.
First win of the year in 3 matchups for Oaks Christian against this Agoura squad. So don't let that 9-1 score fool you. This Agoura squad won the first 2 back in March. Of course, teams change over the course of the year, perhaps just hitting their stride now. The Oaks Christian Lions, the hitting and pitching clicking together.
Well, had another good time, Patrick.
Another one in the books.
Another one in the books.
That will be your ball game today, folks. Signing off from Oaks Christian School in Westlake Village, California, with your play-by-play. I've been Patrick O'Sullivan, joined by Alan Tandy, our sponsor, Pro Glider Training Bats. Thank you for tuning in to LivePlaySports.tv for this of high school baseball.